Breakfast. Breakfast. It's always been my favorite meal of the day. I mean, it's so versatile. You can have breakfast for dinner, but not very many people have dinner for breakfast, right? I mean, maybe some people do, but I want to share with you 3 easy breakfast ideas that our family loves. And I'm going to start with my favorite. Hi, I'm Megan, and this is Simply Busy Home. I make videos on home management, home keeping, and homemaking. How our family keeps busy in a simple way. And today, we're cooking up breakfast in the kitchen. Okay, so it's a little bit loud because I have the laundry going right now, so if you hear some ticking in the back, that's the clothes spinning in the dryer. Okay, so back to breakfasts. So first up is going to be my personal favorite, banana pancakes. Oh man, this is like my all-time favorite breakfast. Okay, so I just went ahead and turned off my dryer because it was pretty loud. Okay, so we are going to make banana pancakes. The one thing I forgot to put on the table was a banana. Okay, so you just need 1 large banana, or you can do 2 bananas. And so first thing we're gonna do is just peel it, and you notice this banana, I don't know if you can tell, but it's very ripe. No green on it at all. I think, you know, for the most part, people know. The browner the banana, the sweeter it is. And so that's why and softer too. So it's easier to mash and everything. So we'll put it there. Okay, so we're gonna start actually by mixing the dry ingredients first. And so very simple, we just need 2 cups of flour. I'm using unbleached all-purpose. Okay. And then we're going to do 1 tablespoon of baking powder. And then we're going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. It's always so hard to get the baking soda out of the box that it comes in, so I just put it in this little container that my grandma gave me. And it's much easier to take it out. Okay, right? And then the last dry ingredient that I add is cinnamon. And this is just as much as you like, as cinnamony as you want it. And then we're going to mix it all together with a whisk. Okay, so we'll put that to the side. And now for our wet ingredients. So I just use a handy dandy potato masher for this. Okay, I needed to get my 1/4 cup measure. So we add a 1/4 cup of sugar, or you could add honey. That would work too. You could do 2 cups of milk. You could do 2 cups of buttermilk. What I like to do is, because I just can never tell whether the buttermilk is spoiled or not. Like, usually I use buttermilk for like one thing, one recipe, and I don't use it. I don't have anything else to use it for. So what I do is we always, I mean, probably 95% of the time, always have yogurt. And so I typically just get plain whole milk yogurt. And that works just as great as buttermilk. So what I like to do is just use a cup of yogurt and a cup of milk. And that seems to do the trick really nicely. Okay, so 1 cup of yogurt, and then our 1 cup of milk. And then we do a splash of vanilla. I just kind of eyeball it, and it's probably just a little shy of 1 tablespoon. And then 2 eggs. The last thing that needs to be added to these wet ingredients is about 1/4 cup of coconut oil. And if you don't have coconut oil, you can do a stick of butter, 1/4 cup of whatever kind of cooking oil that you use. And I just melt it on the stove first. Okay, and then what we'll do is add the dry ingredients to the wet ingredients. I'm gonna use my whisk for this part. And so this is about the consistency that you want your pancake batter to be. That smells good. Okay, so you can just let this sit while your stove and your pan heats up, or you can let it sit for 10 to 15 minutes and it'll get bubbly and it'll thicken up. And so that's what I'm gonna do while I'm preparing the second breakfast. So one of the reasons why these 3 breakfasts are some of my favorite, other than the fact that they taste really delicious and they're easy to make, they're simple, is that the ingredients are so simple, and most people have most, if not all, of the ingredients already in their fridge or pantry. Okay, so my second breakfast idea for y'all is Jojos Biscuits. And I got this recipe from the Magnolia Table cookbook by Joanna Gaines. And so we'll be following along with this recipe. Okay, so it calls for 4 cups of flour. I'm gonna do 2 cups of all-purpose and 2 cups of bread flour that I have here. 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda. It calls for 3 sticks of butter. I'm just going to use 2 sticks. 2 eggs and 1.5 cups of buttermilk. Again, I'm just going to use some good old yogurt, and that's it. It's really, really simple and straightforward. So we're going to go ahead and get started. First up is the 2 cups of all-purpose. And this is really delicious with a side of scrambled eggs, with butter, jelly. Oh man. These are really the best biscuits you'll ever taste. Okay, 2 tablespoons of baking powder, 1, 2, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. And so this recipe does call for salted butter, so there's no salt added to it, but if you only have unsalted butter, then you can put about 1 teaspoon of salt in your dough. Give it a mix. Here is where we add the butter. If you have a pastry blender, you can use that, but if not, then you can just use a grater. I don't have a pastry blender, but I'm always grating cheese. So I do have this. Second stick of butter. Okay, so now that is all grated up, the butter's all grated up, now we're going to begin to incorporate it, and really the best way to do that is with your hands. This is what it should look like. This is the consistency after mixing in the butter. Okay, so now we're going to add the eggs. Calls for 2 eggs, and they're supposed to be beaten before you put them in the dough mixture. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and stir that in. And so now we're going to add the yogurt. So it calls for 1.5 cups of buttermilk. We're going to do 1 cup of yogurt and 1/2 cup of milk. Okay, and give it a stir. So at this point in the recipe, typically I go ahead and I mix up the dough mixture like I'm doing now. And then I'll go ahead, I'll knead it, and cut out the biscuits and put it directly into the oven. The directions say to put the biscuits in the refrigerator for 30 minutes up to overnight. And so that's what we're going to do today. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make sure this is well incorporated. I'm gonna cover up this this bowl, and I'm going to either, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to take them out when I get home and finish the process in the evening, or if I'll just wait until the morning and do it then. We'll see. Okay, so now that we have the biscuits all mixed together, we've got them covered and put in the refrigerator, now we're going to go ahead and make these pancakes. Just look at those bubbles. That's how you know it's ready to flip. So I like either some good old maple syrup or honey on our pancakes. Don't have a whole lot of maple syrup left here. But man, does that look good. Oh man, that is good. That is yummy. So my maple syrup's all gone. Don't mind if I do with this. With the honey. Bon appetit. So I did not get to finish recording yesterday because we had to head out the door, but that's okay because we're actually gonna have one of these breakfast meals today for lunch. Okay, so yesterday we got started on the biscuit dough mix. We stopped at the point of letting it chill in the refrigerator. And so that's what I did. I let it chill overnight because I had to head out the door. So now we're on day 2. It's been chilling all day and night. And now we're ready to roll it out. You'll want to put some flour on your surface here so it doesn't stick too bad. Oh boy, this is really nice and cold. Okay, so I don't have a biscuit cutter, but I save like my pickle jars and all kinds of glass jars. And so this will work just fine. So what we're doing is we're going to press the dough out. She says to press it down about 1/2 inch thick. Alright, you can just flour the whatever you're using. And now in the oven they go. Okay, so they're gonna be in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes until golden brown. Okay, so the biscuits just got out of the oven. Let's take a look at them. Ooh, pretty. And they smell so good and buttery, oh my gosh. You can just put some butter and honey on them. You could have them with strawberry jam. Today I'm going to pair them with just some simple scrambled eggs. Okay, so the third easy breakfast idea that I want to share with you today is a sausage, egg, and cheese on an English muffin. I want to say sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin so badly, but it's not a McMuffin. It's an English muffin. Anyway, I want to show you how I assemble these easy sandwiches. First, for the English muffins, you can use English muffins from the store, but these muffins that I'm going to use are actually sourdough English muffins that I made myself a couple days ago. So this is what we're going to use, but the ones from the store, I mean, that's what I would have used before I started making my own. So I just cut it. Got myself. I forget that this knife is so sharp. This sausage I actually made yesterday. So it's just the round sausages, and I'll go ahead and fry up some eggs, sliced cheddar cheese that we're gonna put on it. I love to put mayonnaise and a little mustard on the sandwich as well. So while I'm frying up the eggs, I'm gonna go ahead and put these English muffins in the oven to toast up a little bit. I'm making 5 eggs because my little 1-year-old son will certainly want an egg and a piece of sausage. He may even want some English muffin, but he's not gonna have it together as a sandwich. And there you have it, sausage, egg, and cheese on a sourdough English muffin. Well, thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out in my kitchen with me today. It was really fun to cook up all these breakfasts and taste them all. I hope that you got some value from this video and that you are walking away with maybe some fresh ideas of some breakfast that you can add into your rotation. Well, thank you again for stopping by, and I'll see you next time. Take care.